Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel, and what I have here for you today is the Made in America Buck 632 Mesa. I purchased this knife with my own money at Walmart. I did provide some affiliate links, one to Walmart, one to Amazon, in the description box below. Runs about $44 if you're interested. Please click on those links. They help my channel, help support me, so I keep on bringing great products such as like this to you. So now let's take a close look. Let's take a quick look at the packaging. You can see clearly states it's Buck 632, made in America, right there, specifically Post Falls, Idaho. You can see there's your knife in this blister pack. I wish they would stop using this stuff. Clearly states on the front packaging that it is made of 420 HC steel. That is American steel. It shows that it has a micarta handle, and they show all kinds of weather conditions, so I guess it does pretty good out there, and it is full Tang design. On the back, they do go over some specifications. We could do it now so I don't have to do it later. You have a 5-inch blade. Full length of this knife is 9.5 inches. Weight is 6.6 ounces. The handle is micarta, and the sheath is heavy duty polyester. They do have that forever warranty that Buck Knives are known for. Feel free to visit buckknives.com. And here they show the different levels of a lot of their products, and this is like a mid-level product for them. You have the Select, which is quality materials. Then you have the Avid, which is what this is. Avid, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which means that it uses high quality materials as opposed to quality materials. By the way, the Select can be made in the US or it could be imported. The Avids are always made in the US. And then you have your Pro level where they use premium materials and also only made in America. So those are the three levels that Buck categorizes their knives. So the feature that jumps out to me on the Buck Mesa right off the bat is the micarta scales or handle. You can see that they are screwed on, full Tang blade. So for those of you who don't know what micarta is, I have a definition up here. It is a brand name of composites of linen, canvas, paper, fiberglass, carbon fiber, or other fabric in a thermosetting plastic. So that's what it is. So this is like it could be any kind of materials that I just listed in a plastic or resin that's sort of just squeezed together. And what it does is it gives you this wonderful texture. I don't know if I can sort of get this on camera. There we go. You can almost see it sort of looks like scales there on the camera screen, but it's not smooth. It feels kind of rough. It feels really good, and they bevel these really nice. So I could tell you right now that this is an extremely comfortable handle. And again, according to the packaging, it's good to go for all kinds of weather because it is plastic or resin, so it's water resistant. But very comfortable. And look at the shape. You can see there's a little bit of a palm swell there and a little bit swell there on the end. So that sort of helps your hand from slipping, even though the texture itself is not overly aggressive. You have a protector here to keep your hand from sliding onto the blade. And I like that they put a sharpening choil right there. Now what's a sharpening choil? Well, imagine if this is a stone and you are sharpening your blade across the stone. What that does is you don't end up with an area where the edge comes all the way to, let's say, right here, and then you're trying to sharpen it and you'll be rubbing the end on your stone. So they give you a little bit of a blank area there so you know exactly where to stop. So really nice that they did that. You don't see that on everyday knives or on every knife. You can see that there's kind of a hollow grind that comes up about 2/3 to 3/4, depending on where you look at on the blade. Again, draw point. I gave you the weight of 6.6 ounces. That is without the sheath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my scale here and weigh the sheath. So if you're carrying both the knife in the sheath, we can go ahead and let you know what that sheath weighs, so you could add another 1.5 ounces for the sheath. Very lightweight. Again, it's a polyester, so another plastic. And I gotta say, this is really, really nice, neat, small, and it's set up for right-handed carry right out of the blister pack. Right-handed carry, because you can see that you have the belt loop here. There's nothing on the bottom other than this hole where you would have to use your own, like let's say 550 cord to maybe secure the bottom end around your leg. You can see there's a drain hole right there, and you have some other holes here for lashing it to whatever you want. And you have a adjustment screw right here to help adjust the tension, because it's friction and pressure that holds this on. So you don't have to unbutton anything. You can see it's kind of hard to pull out just like that. I mean, it's not impossible. And I think there's a little bit of adjustability, like I said, built into this if you want it tighter. But you just sort of put your thumb right here and push, and it'll pop right out. Now, they did think about left-handed carry, so you could just undo the screw, and you could move this belt loop to the other side to set it up for left-handed carry. So it's nice that they thought about 16% of those of you who are left-handed. Now, let's take a closer look at the knife here. You can see, again, it's full tang. Your blade comes all the way through there, and it actually sticks out here on the end a little bit. So if you do have to use this end as a pummel, the first thing that'll hit what you're striking is the actual tang of the blade right here. So that's kind of nice. The finish I'm not too thrilled about. It's my least favorite, which is the bead blasted finish. And the reason why I don't like that is because it increases the surface area of the blade, of the knife, so it gives more area for rust to find its way on that blade. Now, it is 420C, and it has pretty good corrosion resistance, but I would put a fine coat of oil of some sort on here, or other rust inhibitor. If you're going to use this for food preparation, you got to use something that's safe. You don't want to put a toxic oil on there and then cut food with it, so stuff like frog loop is safe. You could eat this stuff, so I would use a non-toxic if you are going to use this for food prep. Not the greatest food prep knife, though, is because you would have to find the edge of the table because this sticks out. You can't get the full blade on the surface because of the handguard right there. Now, if you look closely, you can see there is a slight recurve of that edge, and again, it's a drop point. So I think that really wraps up all the specs. You can see there is some jimping right up here. It is functional right on the top for your thumb. Here's some of the markings on the blade. Clearly states USA and 632. There's your Buck logo and name. And I don't think we have anything on the other side. So we already talked about ergonomics quite a bit. And again, it's pretty good. I didn't talk about reverse, but that feels pretty damn good. It's nice and rounded there on the handle, so it feels very good for your reverse grip. So very comfortable all the way around. And I love this Micarta scale, but again, it looks like you can change it if you want to. Again, it looks like it's screwed on. I'm trying to see what kind of screws those are. Those do look like Torx screws. I don't know if you can make that out. Maybe you can right there. Alright, so is it sharp out of the box? Or out of the blister pack? Let's take a look. Okay, I am literally just pulling the paper across there. So, this is extremely sharp. That was very easy to cut. That's impressive. Let's see if we can cut some hair with that. Shave it. Yeah, she's shaving hair. Alright, and you can see right there. So it is shaving sharp. Alright, got some cardboard. Let's see how she passes through it. Wow, nice and easy. Super easy. Got some other cardboard here. Very nice. Wow. I'm out here in the wilderness of my backyard. I'm telling you right up front, I'm not an outdoor person. I know I do a lot of reviews of these products, and I try to review them to the best of my ability, but not only am I not an outdoorsman, but I can't even do it because my back is so bad. However, got some wood, and I got a knife. So, I watch videos on YouTube, and this is sort of what they do with their knives. Hey, I'm being honest with you. So, let's just whoops, let's go ahead and just sort of make a spear. And whoops, I hit a knot there. Let's just see how good it gets through this wood. And I notice right off the bat, you know, when you give it that nice slicing motion away from your body, just like that, it cuts through nice and easy like butter. And that belly, the belly on that knife just sort of catches the wood very easily. And you know, this doesn't have to be a spear. You could be making a tent spike or something like that. But whoops, really nice and easy. So does a very good job. Very simple. Gets through it. This is it's not, you know, completely fresh wood, but it's not like old and degraded either. It's pretty strong wood there. So thumbs up. So the next thing I see all YouTubers do with knives on YouTube is make feather sticks. Feather sticks are, you know, you sort of get that thin little pieces of wood shaved off and they start curling up to help make tinder for fire, or maybe for some fancy decoration on something, I don't know. But there we go, we're feather sticking right there, no problem. Helps if I it helps if I put it on the camera's view, right? But you know, catching my shirt there, big outdoorsman. We're feather sticking. There's some feathers. So no problem whatsoever. Very easy to control and get exactly what you want done right there, even though you got yourself a very large blade. Very easy to feather stick. Alright, big outdoorsman with sandals. Definitely not what you want to be wearing when you're outdoors camping and wielding a knife, but it's like 100 degrees out here and humid, and I don't do this for a living. Camping, that is. So we're going to just sort of chop a notch in here, and again, Buck Mesa. And you sort of want to just, I hope you didn't just hear me fart, because I'm squatting like this, but we'll go in like one direction here, then I'll come back and hit it in this direction just like I'm axing. And this is a form of knife abuse. This is really going beyond what you should be doing with your knife, but if it's the only tool that you have when you should be using an axe, you're gonna have to just make do with what you got. So here we go. Alright, so I got a feel for how that felt going through. So there you are there. Moderately good. I felt nice, easier to go through, but it will work. Alright, time for some serious knife abuse, way beyond the precision description of a knife to be using it as an axe. But we're going to go ahead and do this just for the sake of testing. I'm going to go ahead and baton this wood. That's, let me get rid of that bug there. Basically just sort of driving it through like a spike through. And this wood is definitely dry and probably a little water damage too, so it should be fairly easy, but again, this is just for the sake of comparing it to the knife I'm going to review next, which you all know what it is. So we'll just go ahead and I'm just going to do the edge here because I want to use the same piece of wood for the other knife, to be fair. Alright, so here we go. And it's going through nice and easy. No problem there. Whoop. So definitely could baton the appropriate, softer, older wood with no problem. Went through nice and easy. I'd like to take a look at the blade. What it did there to the finish. Alright, the last thing we're going to do to test this knife is I'm just going to just sort of pick at this for whatever reason. I'm just really just testing the heat treatment of the point. This is knife abuse in its finest, but let's say I had to just sort of pick down into here. We just want to make sure that point can handle that. And again, this is very soft wood. But let's say you're you're really hungry and you want to eat that termite that's down in there because you haven't eaten. So there we go. Dug a nice little hole, and the point is perfect. Alright, let's take a look at what the blade looks like after we got through all the tests. There we go. Let's see how much wipes off. Have a microfiber. Wipe that off a little bit. See what we got. Alright, so after some light use and use that you saw there, that is what your knife can be expected to look like. That's about normal for a bead blast finish. And the handle was quite good. I mean, I felt like I had control of it through everything that I've done, no problem there. But it is very lightweight, so on one hand, it's very easy to carry around all day long. However, when you start doing the heavy stuff where you rely on that weight to help get that mass moving so you have more energy at the end of whatever you're doing there, it's not there. You don't have as much weight. So it's a give and take. That's normal. So it all depends on your needs and wants. So there you go. That is my review of the Buck 632 Mesa. My conclusion is it's a very comfortable, lightweight knife that's easy to carry. However, when you start doing those heavy tasks, you're missing out on that extra weight that you could use, but that is all to be expected. It would make an outstanding bushcraft knife. The size is perfect in my opinion, and that micarta grip just is gorgeous. So if you want to look cool and good, it actually makes it look way more expensive than it actually is, because again, you could get this for 44 bucks, maybe even cheaper, and to get such a nice grip like that. And also it cuts through paper and cardboard super easy. But again, when you start getting out doing the heavier wood kind of stuff, I would have wanted just a little bit more weight. So all depends on your needs and what you're looking for in a knife. But I do highly recommend the Buck 632 Mesa. Alright, stay tuned because I'll be reviewing the Gerber Prodigy here in the next day, and we'll wrap it up at the end of that video where I'll sort of recommend one over the other, probably depending on what you are looking for, but we'll put it all out there and let you decide. So I'm not going to be one of those people that'll say we're going to do one v the other, and then when you get through all of them I give you some wishy-washy answer and you get all pissed off. I'm telling you right now, it all depends, because both of these knives are really good, but it's all going to depend on what you're looking for out of your knife up front. I'm letting you know so you're not pissed off at me. Alright, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and of course especially you. And I hope you have a great day or evening. Take care. Bye.